Experience the toughness of the RX series at your local Coyote dealer.
Your Coyote dealer is Weston Sells, Highway 18 North, Highway 27 intersection west in Vail.
Francis Brothers Used Cars, now in their 55th year of business, has proudly served the people of Cleveland and Rutherford counties since 1969 with a great selection of nice buy here, pay here cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Don, Bino, and Casey invite you to check out their inventory. They look forward to helping you get your next vehicle and to offering oil changes, safety inspections, brake work, shocks, axles, and CV joints in their service center. Francis Brothers Used Cars, 134 North Main Street in downtown Boiling Springs. See them for your next automotive buy or service.
To another Friday night football here on KTC Broadcasting. We got pregame show, Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby pregame show with Kevin Hastings, Shannon Allen, Dennis Davis, and as always, John P. is back from his sabbatical.
Are you John P. now, not JP?
John P. JP.
I'm just wondering, is that your new rap name? I'm just
yo JP here.
No, that's not it.
He did. He's in jail. I guess JP's gonna take over.
You want to go to a JP party? Welcome to the show, Saturday. Hey everybody, Friday Night Football brought to you by Witherspoon Insurance. Kickoff show right now. We're going to do some predictions, get you up to date on the schedules, when everybody's playing. I know that everybody wants to know when all the games are. We do got a couple of games from this week, and you know, all the cancellations and everything last week, and with everything that happened, folks, we're going to try to keep you up to date on pretty much everything as far as this week's games goes and where things have moved. So we did have some games last night. We get those two scores here in a minute on our scoreboard there. So our scoreboard is only going to consist of last night's games and then tonight and this weekend's games. So Saturday we'll have it looks like Hickory will be at St. Stephen's, Lincoln will be at Bandy's, and Bunker Hill will be at West Lincoln. And then on Monday, and this counts this week for this week's games. So on Monday, we'll have North Iredale at North Lincoln. North Wilkes will be hosting Wilkes Central. Then we'll have East Gaston at Thomas Jefferson. And then Community School of Davidson will be at Mountain Island Charter Raptors. So those are Monday games, folks. So 3 tomorrow, Bunker Hill at West, Hickory at St. Stephen's, Lincoln at Bandy's. And then Monday, North Iredale at North Lincoln, Wilkes Central at North Wilkes, East Gaston at Thomas Jefferson, and Community School of Davidson at Mountain Island Charter. Last night, Hunter Huss beat Stuart Kramer 46 to 21. So we'll put that up here on the scoreboard for you folks listening on the radio. You can watch the show live on YouTube, pregame show, our Red Zone channel, and our postgame show. Red Zone channel, we do live video highlights from 7:30 to 9:30. The postgame show 10 to 11:45. And another game we had on last night was Mountain Island Charter, and they were at Winston-Salem Prep. And so I'm going to pull up that score real quick. Also, we had a big game Wednesday night, Shannon, in Lincoln County. The Rebels of West Lincoln go up to Maiden and win 19 to 14. So how about that one, Shannon?
Well, Terry Reinhardt's very happy about that, I'm sure, because the Rebels have had a little rough this year. They haven't been undefeated like they usually are. So I'm sure Terry had a whoopee moment when they beat them on Wednesday night.
And honestly, that's a big win for West Lincoln, because normally in that conference, it comes down, it's usually one game that, like the Maiden game, that's normally the game they have to, they normally lose. I shouldn't say normally, but they have in the past. But yeah, that's a big win, especially since they've already lost to North Lincoln. And didn't they lose two? Haven't they lost two conference games? Or just one?
Just the one conference game against Bandy's by 2.
Oh, so, North Lincoln won the conference game.
No,
That's
North
right.
Lincoln's
Bandy's,
3-8 now. So they lost to Bandy's by 2, and then they beat Maiden. And so this conference, Shannon, like you said, we're gonna go through the standings. And I meant to do that. I was gonna do that anyway, so might as well go now since you brought it up. For all of our local teams and exactly where everybody's at right now, because with the cancellations and everything, everybody's in different spots. And I can't make that small enough to get on our screen, probably. Let's see, for the folks at home, I'll try to get you a shot of that. Where are my internet shots, Shannon? What'd you do with my internet? It's probably there on my radio streams. We'll go with this one. How about the folks at home? Pull up some standings here for you. The Catawba Valley 2A Conference. Overall, Bunker Hill's 3-1, Bandy's 4-0, West Lincoln 3-2, and then Newton, West Conway, and East Burke. But Shannon, you got 5 teams there vying for playoff spots right now: Bunker Hill, Bandy's, West Lincoln, Lincoln, and Maiden. And one thing that I don't know as far as what the state of North Carolina is going to do, or if is there any talks or as far as like.
Yeah, we can talk about
awarding or like as far as the postponing or how they're going to handle some of these schools, or some of them going to cancel their seasons.
There's a couple of scenarios, Kevin.
All
right. One that makes the most common sense is to move everything back a week, but the state association is concerned that it's getting close to Christmas time. What that's got to do with playing football, I don't know. They play football on Christmas Day. But the other scenario is to cancel those games that weren't played and figure up standings based on a formula, kind of sort of like your poll numbers, where you take the number of points and the winning records and this, that, and the other. And
they already do the RPI kind of that way anyway, right?
Yeah,
okay.
And seed the teams according to that. It's going to, somebody got into the situation. Well, who's going to determine that? Is it going to be Q Tucker? Well, there's a board of directors, although I don't know how strong they are, Shannon. Sometimes the board of directors just follow her thing. But anyway, between Q and the board of directors, they'll come up with a solution. And one of it is, as Kevin pointed out, they'll just move the whole season back a week.
Mm-hmm.
The other is to come up with some kind of, finigured system to come up with a way to determine conference winners and second and third place for the playoff seeding.
But if they did that, how would they? So there would be no upsets in that. I mean, it'd just be straight. Okay, this team's probably with the better record. They're going to have the higher seed, or the higher
not
stand.
being on the board of directors.
I guarantee you, if Q Tucker's in it, Reedsville's behind Alabama in the top 25 right now.
I don't think.
He's all about
I'm
Reedsville.
sure if my questions are though, are we going to wait a couple weeks before we make this decision? Because I don't know if some of these schools are going to even be playing.
Well, that's the other question. Could you imagine? I was just looking here. East Rutherford is canceled. I think, Kevin, and I heard a rumor, so I'm not going to get into it real deep, but I heard a rumor that football will be suspended for the rest of the year in a lot of those places. I noticed one of the games tonight is, what was it? Somebody at RS Central. I don't think they'll be playing tonight. I don't think they'll be playing this rest of the season kind of thing. So you get into that. Not only is it the kids and their circumstances at home and the roads to get the fans to the game, but what about the wear and tear that's happened to some of these stadiums and the fields? Yeah. Shannon?
Yeah.
Not everybody's like Kings Mountain and got artificial turf.
Well, even the artificial turf's tore up. I mean, the water did a lot of damage. Like at Pisgah, they just got that field redone from a flood a couple of years ago, and now they have to redo it again. But talking about the conferences up, like you mentioned, East Rutherford, so East Rutherford, RS, and Chase, they're all in that Mountain Conference with Polk County, Mitchell, Mountain Heritage, Brevard. So and I know Rutherford County got hit hard, but what if they're able to play, but those schools up there, obviously with all the devastation and everything that's going on up there, what if they cannot play? So what do you do with those 3 Rutherford County schools? Do you bring them? Who do you let them play? Because if they can't play, if for example, if Brevard is, they said, hey, we can't get our kids, we can't play here. We've got a lot of stuff going on. So we're just going to have to cancel the season.
You really want to get a far out scenario? What happens if a kid is in Hendersonville and his home is wiped out?
Yeah.
And they can't, do this. But he's got an uncle that lives in Kings Mountain. And so the family moves down to Kings Mountain. Is he now eligible to play football for Kings Mountain?
I would say, yeah.
There's some people that are saying waive the transfer rules, which could, some teams get accused of doing recruiting.
Yeah.
If you're a star running back, or in Crest's case, if you're a good kicker, come on down.
well, I'm going to say it this way. For the people who don't want kids to transfer for whatever reason it is, you're in the wrong.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Do what's best for the kids.
I don't care whether it's for, I don't even care if it's for football reasons. If they want to go play football, like we've talked about, I've talked about Steve and them before. I would rather be playing, personally, I would rather be playing full time on a team that wasn't winning than playing half the time or no time on a team that was. And some people would rather be on a winning team and not ever get any playing time, as opposed to get playing time and lose. There's different people look at it different ways. My thing, I will always, and because I'm someone that did transfer for whatever reasons that I had, everyone has their different reasons of moving, and then whatever's best for the kid situation. And the same thing with the college kids that people get mad about because it's not like it used to be. Get over it. Like, why is an old man that's 50 years old going to lose his mind over some 18-year-old changing schools? Like, we talked about the South Point people. My nephew is growing up in that district. He could throw a football 50 yards right now as a 13-year-old.
But they won't play in
You know what
quarterback
position he's playing in middle school, Shannon?
Quarterback.
Left guard.
Oh, left guard.
Left guard can throw it 50 yards, but we're out here running the dang wishbone.
Trick play, Shannon.
That's all they're doing is running the stupid red bone, and I hope Crest stomps them into the ground tonight with that crap because of how they've acted this week. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. But real quick, I do want to mention, as far as that goes, and some sportsmanship while I'm on it, is that my nephew should be able to transfer wherever school he wants to and play quarterback because that's what's best for him, not what's best for Cramerton High School or Cramer High School or South Point High School. Now, I did see something the other day. I do want to mention some sportsmanship issues, and I meant to call it out. We weren't going to have our game Friday, Greer Middle School coach, I'm going to look his name up, that's one of the most unsportsmanlike things I've ever seen in my life. Up 25 seconds, Shannon, in the game, he called 2 timeouts, went spread trying to score. Had the wind in the back, all he had to do was take a knee. He's running on the field calling timeouts trying to run the score. And it was only, you know what the score was? 8-0. He's lucky he's getting out what he did, and he's still trying to score with 20 seconds on the clock. Another team has no timeouts, and he's out there calling timeouts trying to run the score. And I'm going to look his name up here in a minute and call him out for it. But it's the most ridiculous. There was boos coming from the crowd, and whatever reason is, if you're trying to do that in a middle school game, he should be fired. He should be. And whoever's listed in charge in Gaston County Schools, Greer, I'm calling him out. I'm going to look it up. Greer Middle School football coach. You shouldn't be doing that. Whatever reason there is, you shouldn't be calling timeouts of 20 seconds up, take a knee, get the kids off the field, and go home. It's the most ridiculous thing I ever saw the other day. And I was one of the ones booing. I'll tell you right now.
Surely not.
Well, Kevin, you were talking about what's best for the kid. I'll give you an example. I'm not going to call names, but there's a quarterback at a school that I'm familiar with. I'll just put it that way. Right. And he came from another school in an adjacent county. And that school that he was at is not doing too well this year. The kid's a senior. So he transferred to a school that's undefeated right now. And he's getting looks at his position as quarterback that he would not have gotten had he remained at his local school, if you will. I'm justifying that by simply saying the kid can now get a look to maybe extend his playing time by getting a scholarship or something else that he wouldn't have gotten at the previous institution had he stayed there. So go back to Kevin's remark, doing what's best for the kids. Some kids left that school that this kid transferred to and went to another local school. That's fine for them. They're having a very successful season, but they would have had a successful season if they'd have stayed at their previous school. So do what's best for the kid.
I would rather more worry about making Burns and Shelby having fair schedules and Highland Tech not having to play each other than worrying about who transferred from Highland Tech to Burns or who transferred and about the kids. You don't tell me that bull crap. We're worried about that, and then make Highland Tech have to come out here and play Burns and Shelby. It's just the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
Shelby's won the last 2 games by 70 points. They will probably win tonight by 70 points when we get to making predictions. That is not good sports. It's not competitive. It's degrading to the kids that don't get to play. Mm-hmm. It's degrading to the kids that play. I think you had a touchdown against Shelby, and you're still happy about that. But by and large, your team got beat. Play competitive. If you could have taken one of these charter schools or other institutions and plugged them in place of Shelby or Burns and have a conference with Thomas Jefferson and some of those other schools, Mountain Island Charter or whatever, you could have a much fairer and competitive team and a schedule than what you've got rigged up with Shelby and Burns being the 800-pound gorillas in that conference.
They need to be playing the Rutherford County schools and not the 1As. But I feel bad for the 1As and the Cheryl's and Highland Techs. The public 1As, the closest 1A they have, it's public schools, Avery County. Like it's all the charter schools, Dennis, and so they have a problem finding the schedules. But like the people who put those conferences have to be aware enough to look at that schedule and say, you know what, Cherryl Investment would be better in Rutherford County's conference as opposed to Shelby and Burns. It's just stupid.
Or why not bring
or Lincoln County
the
or
Chase and the RSs?
Stupid. Yeah.
They're not going to be the 800-pound gorilla. They may be the 200-pound gorilla, but they're not going to be the 800-pound gorilla in that conference with Cherryville and Bessemer City and
I can't find the football coach's name here on Greer Middle School. But the athletic director is Tiffany Gardner. You can email her at tgardner@gaston.k12.nc.us, 704-836-9604. Call her and tell her about her unsportsmanlike coach. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And I'm just tired of seeing that. So speaking of Gaston County schools, you guys need to get together and put money in some places. Some of these schools got a lot of money and a lot of things. I was out at one of the middle schools. They don't even have a concession stand. They don't have a bathroom. They don't have a scoreboard. And some of these other schools do. And so how do you have some schools in the same district that don't even have, toilets, Janice? And then the other schools over here got AstroTurf. Like, what are we talking about?
In middle school?
Do what?
Middle school?
Not middle. They play on the. They play on their high schools. Here's a letter from the South Carolina Athletics Commissioner of the South Carolina High School League. This is from the South Carolina Athletics. This is Scott Early, Executive Director, South Carolina Athletic Coaches Association, to Jerome Singleton, the Commissioner of South Carolina High School. Okay. So this is the South Carolina Athletics Coaches Association writing to their Q Tucker, Dennis. I'm writing to you as the Executive Director of the South Carolina Athletics Coaches Association to request a 2-week postponement of the upcoming schedule statewide. This appeal is made on behalf of the student athletes, coaches, and communities in the western part of our state who have been deeply affected by the devastating impact of Hurricane Helene. Hurricane Helene has caused catastrophic damage, leaving many families without water, power, and basic necessities. Entire communities have been described as war zones, and our fellow South Carolinians are struggling to recover and rebuild in the aftermath of this storm. Our student athletes in these areas face extreme challenges that go beyond athletics. Many are unable to attend practice. The schools are closed, impassable roads. Others are prioritizing family responsibilities as they cope with significant losses. In light of these circumstances, the current playoff schedule presents undue hardship and risk to health and well-being of our students. If the schedule remains unchanged, affected teams may be forced to play multiple games in 1 week simply to meet the season end date. This poses a serious risk of injury and diminishes the quality of competition. We have made similar adjustments when hurricanes have impacted the eastern regions of our state, and I believe it is only fair and reasonable that we extend the same consideration over student athletes in the western regions. Make note of that right there, guys. Postponing the playoffs by 2 weeks will not only allow affected schools the opportunity to resume practice safely, but will also enable all teams to compete under equitable conditions. Our student athletes deserve the chance to represent their schools and communities with the full support and safety of the Athletic Association. This simple adjustment is not just about athletics, but what's doing right for our students and the people of South Carolina. I urge you to consider the appeal with most empathy and concern for those who are bearing the weight of the immense adversity. And we have that problem here in our state, that the east end of the state doesn't recognize the west end of the state at all for about anything. And basically, you got people sitting there in Charlotte saying, "Who cares about the hillbillies in the hills drowning?"
Well, Kevin, I'll give you an example.
It's just getting me ridiculous how they do this stuff.
I'll give you an example, and then I'll make one other suggestion on playoffs. In 1995, when I was a senator representing Chimney Rock and all of Rutherford County, they had another flood up there. And it did similar damage, not as heavy, but it wiped out a lot of those facilities right along the river, Shannon. Mm-hmm. And another representative and I went up there, and we looked at it, and there was a whole hillside that had landslid and blocked the road and everything. So we called down to Raleigh to try to get the DOT and the people out there and offering help and doing all that kind of stuff. The response we got was, "What do you mean? We didn't even know there's any problem up there. What happened?" Right. Anything that happened west of 77, they don't understand. They don't go. If it happened in Mount Airy, they might. Mm-hmm. But if it happened in, eastern North Carolina, it would have been Johnny on the spot right away with those floods they had down there. But when you come west, we won't get into the politics of it, but there's probably reasons why they forget. The one other thing I was going to say, and Kevin's not here, I hope he can hear this, is there's one other solution. And let this one roll around in your mind for just a little bit. You can move the schedules back, but you can get back in line if you're so worried about running into Christmas. Cut the number of playoff teams in half and don't have those first round blowouts that we're having, and get down to some serious business determining your state and district champions, and you can shorten the schedule quite a bit. You can take 2 weeks off the preliminary games. Mm-hmm. Sure, that 1 in 9 team may not make a playoff bid, but they didn't need to be there anyway.
No, they didn't, and that's I think with every scenario that they come up with, or that we come up with, or people just in general come up with, there's going to be a but. Yeah, we could do that, but
well, let me put it this way: I'm appointing you the North Carolina High School football commissioner. What would you do?
Backing it up.
I'm backing it up.
But and here's the reason: I'm not in Raleigh. Yeah. I'm in Shelby, and I think that's, and even there's been local schools around here. Some soccer matches were canceled this week, and because Cleveland County teams are going to have to go play them, and Cleveland County Council will say, "Hey, we can't come," and the coaches were like, "Why?" I don't think people understand the severity. Yeah, they see what happened in Asheville, up in Boone, maybe at Western, Color Week, stuff like. They see things up in the mountains, but Rutherford and Cleveland County got hit hard.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think people understand just how bad we got hit. We got people still without power in the city of Shelby, in the Shelby city limits.
Well, I got power at 7:00 last night.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I'm glad I don't have to take cold showers anymore.
Right.
But my back's killing me because I've been picking up limbs and doing all that kind of stuff. People, like you said, don't understand the personal aspects of what these players and their families are going through. On the way over here tonight, I couldn't go the route I usually come because the road's closed. Yeah. Well, why is the road closed? There's trees and destruction and there's stuff down. These kids are having to deal. That's why we hadn't had school in Cleveland County. That's why, they're considering canceling the whole schedule for Rutherford County for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Kevin, did you catch my idea that they just cut about half of the playoff teams off and we get down to serious business, and that way we can extend the season?
Dennis, they're not giving up hot dog money. You've lost your ever-loving mind. That's the craziest thing you've ever said in your life.
Well, you're
think
correct,
the state of North Carolina's giving up $1?
Talk to Shannon. He's the commissioner of high school football.
Have they donated that $9 million endowment they got down there to the Western schools? No, they haven't. They're not.
Is our FCC license in standing?
You know what they'll do, Dennis? Instead of contract it, they'll expand it and allow every team. And then they'll get more hot dog money. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back in a minute in KTC Broadcasting.
Ahoy, mateys! The shrimp boil is back at Peach Fish Box in Cherryville, and it's available every day. And don't forget about Frog Leg Friday. People are hopping in for it. And try their perch and chicken tender specials each and every Saturday, along with big dinner plates. Walk up or drive through. Call 704-802-4015 for Pete's Fish Box. Again, 704-802-4015. Pete's Fish Box, 116 West 1st Street in Cherryville. Open 3 to 8 Wednesday through Friday. And sponsors of the Friday Night Football pregame meal for KTC Broadcasting.
Before you buy insurance, call and compare at Witherspoon Insurance in Shelby, featuring names like Progressive, National General, and State Auto. They do it all. Auto, home, life, health, commercial, motorcycle, RVs, golf carts, and indemnity bonds with low down payments. Call 704-480-9595 or drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby, right across from First Baptist Church. Serving Cleveland County since 1986. Online at WitherspoonInsurance.com.
Now is the best time ever to buy an Empire gas log from Today's Pro in Shelby. All display models have been discounted. There's a great selection to choose from. Check out the displays today, all on sale. And it's the end of the pool season. Save up to 50% on remaining pool supplies in stock. And remember, Today's Pro in Shelby for appliance pickup and delivery. See Today's Pro, 1325 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Like them on Facebook, too.
The Chop Shop Dog Salon congratulates the Cleveland County Fair on its 100th anniversary and on being an integral part of Cleveland County's history. The Chop Shop, located at 201 East King Street in Kings Mountain, invites you to make a grooming appointment for your dogs. Try a bath special with de-shedding add-ons starting at $30 and up. Or select full grooming including bath, haircut, nail trim, ears clean, glands expressed, cologne, and free Halloween bandana, starting at $50 and up. Try their walk-in deals for toenail trim, teeth brushing, and ear cleaning. And check out their great selection of retail merchandise and treats. Open Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 4:30, Saturday, 9 to 3. The Chop Shop lovingly accepts special needs dogs as clients. Call 980-337-9582 for an appointment.
Did you know Cleveland Lumber Company has a custom mill workshop. Well, they do. And if you need something custom made, see Cleveland Lumber Company in Shelby. From cabinets to doors to trim. And don't forget, they do screen repair too. See them for your Milwaukee and Makita power tools. Also, Ready Seal for those decks. It's goof-proof. Even you can do it. That's Cleveland Lumber Company, 217 Arrowwood Street in Shelby. Open Monday through Friday. They are the builder's choice. Cleveland Lumber Company in Shelby.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain. There's nothing like cash in your pocket, especially if you can turn your scrap into cash with the help of Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling in Gastonia. For over 25 years, this locally family-owned and operated business has been giving some of the best prices for scrap. They take tungsten scrap carbide, as well as stainless steel, aluminum, copper, and brass. Need help? Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling will supply you with a roll-off container to help make your recycling easy. Turn your scrap into cash with the help of Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling. 305 Dogwood Street in Gastonia. Call 704-827-9468. Online at GastonUsedAutoPartsAndRecycling.com. All right, 602 WOHS in Shelby. Before we get back to the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show, we're going to send it out to the fair for another report with Captain Ron.
That's right, Calvin. We are here at the Cleveland County Fair at the WHS WCSL booth right here, right below the water wheel. If you come in the gate there across from the college, you can walk down here. We're on the left, right across from Dorton Hall, and right across from the Dangerous Feats of Comedy. And you need to ask your grandkids what they thought about that guy getting out of that straitjacket. They stood there and watched that. That was pretty neat. So I asked them what they thought, and they said, that was amazing. So anyway, so be sure to talk to them in a little bit if you see them again. Want to let you know some of the groups that's making this broadcast possible include Sandy's Country Christmas, and she's located at 2536 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, and she also has a booth in Dorton Hall. McKinney Insurance, 113 North Lafayette Street in Shelby. Kimberly Spicer, CPA, 214 North Morgan Street in Shelby. DeRisi Power Sports, Heather and Santo up there, 4225 Falston Road, Highway 18 North in Shelby. Golden Solutions, they're located at 231 East Marion Street in Shelby. Barry McKee's Plant and Produce in lovely downtown Falston, Highway 18, and they also have a booth in Goforth Hall. Transportation Administration of Cleveland County at 952 Airport Road in Shelby. Adam Larson, he's a Edward Jones financial advisor, 201 North Morgan Street in Shelby. The Chop Shop Dog Salon, 201-4 East King Street in Kings Mountain. Parker Family Feed, Carpenters Grove Church Road in Bellwood, and also A-Plus Automotive, 1900 Elizabeth Avenue in Shelby. Just some of our sponsors helping make this broadcast possible. Tonight here at the fair, the exhibit hall is going to be open until 9 o'clock tonight. The midway hours will go until 11. Some of the things going on here tonight, some activities. John Norris outside Weathers Arena. His next show will be at 7:30 and another one at 9 o'clock. The Flying Cortez Trapeze Spectacular adjacent to Gate 4. They're just now starting. They have a show at 6 and 8. Also, the Dangerous Feature Comedy outside Dorton Arena. They'll have another show here at 7:30 and 9 o'clock, the one we just watched. Act Monsters Chainsaw Art behind Goforth Hall. They're carving daily. And the Tough Trucks up in the grandstand will begin at 7:30 tonight. Also, one of our food sponsors, Wings and Things, they have a new booth here. They have a buffalo, barbecue, mild, bourbon, garlic, Parmesan, hot, and teriyaki flavors. Also, chicken sandwiches, chicken tenders, burgers, fish sandwiches, fries, funnel cakes, mozzarella cheese sticks, and chili cheese fries as well. So go by and check out them as well for awesome, great food there. Also want to remind you, tomorrow, Saturday, all day, when the fair is open, you can go up, and it's going to be like old times. You can make a request, and they will announce it on the loudspeaker up at the water wheel. You can pay somebody and get them to come to the water wheel, whether they're here or not. All it is a $1 donation, but you can donate certainly more than that, as much as you'd like to donate, and all that will go to the Hurricane Relief Fund. Also want to remind you that there's several places in Cleveland County that's collecting items for the Hurricane Relief Fund. You can drop them off at the Marine Corps League Foothills Operation Water Hall. You can drop off bottled water at the Country Camping Corner of Kings Mountain. They're on Highway 74 bypass and Oak Grove Road in Kings Mountain. Also, you can drop off items at Shelby Towing, 1904 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. They say they especially need baby supplies. Also, Creekside Seafood and Steaks taking donations to take to Asheville. They're needing non-perishables and also wipes, mouthwash, and more. Possum Hollow Farms is a drop-off location located at 822 Pleasant Drive in Shelby. And you guys can talk about this if you like on the sports show. The Shelby Booster Club will be connecting donations tonight for the Western North Carolina Relief during the game at Shelby High School. They say you can donate water, diapers, wipes, paper towels, and medical supplies. So all that going on tonight at Shelby High School during the game. All right, Calvin, Dennis, and all the guys for the show. We're going to send it back to you guys. Kevin, I'm looking for that guy's name you're looking for as well. So if I find it, I'll let you know.
All right, thank you there, Captain Ron. We're going to join the pregame show here right after this break, and we'll be back at the fair for one more report about 6:45 here before we get ready for high school football tonight. Ahoy, mateys! The shrimp boil is back at Peach Fish Box in Cherryville, and it's available every day. And don't forget about Frog Leg Friday. People are hopping in for it. And try their perch and chicken tender specials each and every Saturday, along with big dinner plates. Walk up or drive through. Call 704-802-4015 for Pete's Fish Box. Again, 704-802-4015. Pete's Fish Box, 116 West 1st Street in Cherryville. Open 3 to 8 Wednesday through Friday. And sponsors of the Friday Night Football pregame meal for KTC Broadcasting.
Get ready to celebrate 100 years of tradition, family fun, and unforgettable memories at the Cleveland County Fair in Shelby, North Carolina, presented by Albemarle. From thrilling rides and exciting games to delicious food and live entertainment, there's something for everyone. Join us from September 26th to October 6th for this historic event at North Carolina's largest county fair. Grab your tickets today at clevelandcountyfair.com, and let's make this a celebration to remember.
Holly's Flowers, located in historic uptown Shelby, wants to congratulate the Cleveland County Fair on its 100th anniversary. May the Cleveland County Fair have many more wonderful years. There's so much to see and do at the fair, so go enjoy the rides, the food, the atmosphere, the farm animals, and the homemade and homegrown items from all over Cleveland County. Holly's Flowers has been in business since 1975. Go see them at 109 East Graham Street in uptown Shelby. Congratulations again to the Cleveland County Fair.
Is your car's windshield cracking you up? If so, you need to see the windshield doctor. That's Carolina Auto Glass at 408 South Post Road in Shelby. Carolina Auto Glass can handle all of your insurance claims. Shop local, deal with Carolina Auto Glass. They do free estimates on site. Just call 704-480-1885 for Carolina Auto Glass. Located at 408 South Post Road in Shelby. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, where you get safety and satisfaction. Online at carolinautoglass.net and see their page at whatsupshopper.com.
Carolina Auto Glass in Shelby is proud to salute the Cleveland County Fair on its 100th anniversary.
Are you ready to elevate your farm in an outdoor experience? Look no further than Fred Caldwell Tractors in Clover. We're not a dealership, rather your partners in performance. Mahindra is synonymous with rugged durability, innovative technology, and top performance. Right now, qualified buyers get 0% financing for up to 84 months on select models. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or just starting out, see Brian Lane and Wayne Gregory at Fred Caldwell Tractors. Fred Caldwell Tractors is also a certified Toro dealer, located at 961 Bethel Street in Clover. Online at fredcaldwelltractors.com. Like them on Facebook too. Ram Power Days are underway at Marburger Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Shelby. Power on with the strength of a new Ram truck. Now get $3,000 retail consumer cash allowance on most new 2025 Ram 1500 models. And now get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on the new 2024 Ram ProMaster models. Power on during Ram Power Days at Marburger Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1310 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby.
And we're back on KTC Broadcasting with Friday Night Football. I know yo did not miss me saying that for the past 2 weeks, but hey, I want to give shout out to the people affected by the storm last week as well. So
JP, that is not how you say football. No,
it's football. Friday. Monster trucks.
All right, next. How about this?
Let me hear you do that, JP. Let's hear it.
Football, Friday nights, football.
There you go.
Nailed it.
There you
Every
go.
Friday, I'm going to say a different football from now until the end of the
I'm just
season.
saying you can't be that big and say it that week. You just can't come in.
Yeah, I know.
That's how you get pushed over on the field.
Yeah, I'll probably be pushed over a lot.
JP's announcing powder puff football.
Really, Dennis? Really? You got to go there.
Does he even know what that is?
Yeah, probably.
All right. I've got Shannon, one of the best entrances I've ever seen in high school football. Let's see what you think about this, boys. For the folks at home, we do got live video here on YouTube. I'm doing live editing, actually. That's how much we got. This is Sleepy Hollow High School, Shannon.
Oh, the Headless Horseman.
And out onto the field, leading the kids. Hit the computer button there. See if we got any sound on this. See if we can hear the band in the crowd. You ready for the crowd, Shannon? There's the Headless Horseman.
Ichabod Crane.
Leading them out on the field. All right, Shannon, count how many fans in the stadium for Sleepy Hollow here.
The
How
fans
much
are
that banner
packed
bus?
in the
Did you see the
stand.
banner bus?
Yeah, but they got a turf field.
They got a turf field,
Wow.
a Headless Horseman, and 7 people in the stands.
And a fine-looking stallion there, too.
Watch the banner bust. Watch the banner bust.
So when a tearaways, just hit it just right. Where's that at? Where's Sleepy Hollow High School?
I don't know.
Probably upstate New York.
I don't know. It looks like
I think actually he's right.
that'd probably be more intimidating if it was at night.
And he was
You
actually
know,
carrying a pumpkin that had a
They had like the
jack-o'-lantern.
Tennessee lights in the stadium. They blink
Listen,
orange and black.
they had all intents and purposes of that being really cool. And it was
Yeah.
for a second.
It was for a
Till you
minute.
zoomed out.
Yeah,
Intense.
yeah.
Intense.
Till you zoom out. All right, speaking of good entrances, check out what you got to see the Burns Bulldogs entrances, folks, and that is done by our friend Dustin Lefford and Contracted Pyrotechnics up there, and they come in with the fireworks and all. Let's see, Shannon, Sleepy Hollow High School is in Sleepy Hollow, New York. There you go.
Okay.
Anything else you guys want to know?
What county?
Essex.
What county?
Yeah,
Essex.
yeah. You asked me.
Well,
It's Westchester County. It's part of the Union Free School District of Terrytown. The mascot is the Headless Horseman, so they play into it. So that is the actual mascot.
That guy was into it. The Ichabod there. He was. He's riding that horse.
All right,
Please tell me you know the story, Shannon.
we got our broadcast going here.
This is a foot. I'm talking about the guy. The way he was riding the horse down the.
We've got
the,
Highland Tech
sideline.
at Shelby tonight. All right, so folks, with the internet and the things going on around the area, we don't exactly know, with games being canceled, how everything was going to go this week. So follow me along here on how to get to your broadcast. The easiest way to get to your broadcast, folks, go to ktcbroadcasting.com. Find your game on the slideshow there at the top of the page and click on it, and it'll take you to your broadcast. Now, follow me, listen closely. Shelby fans and Highland Tech, your game will be on YouTube audio only on the WAGY channel, your own Waggy YouTube channel tonight, okay? So Highland Tech at Shelby, the links are on YouTube and Twitter and on our KDC broadcasting page. But if you just type it in on YouTube, Highland Tech and Shelby, you should be able to find it. But you're on the Waggy, WAGY 1390 YouTube channel. Trevor Lyerman tonight, that'll be Brent Pascoe and Jeff Jones. Trevor Lyerman tonight will have Chip Carter and Brian Free. They'll be down at East Gaston tonight. You can listen to that game on WCSL 92.9 FM if you listen to it now and 1590 AM. Either one of those channels. And also on KDCBroadcasting.com, we have a link there you can listen to online. All the games you can listen to online. Then you got West Iredale at East Lincoln is our Lincoln County game of the week tonight with David Potter and Scott Tudor. You can listen to that game on the Lincoln County YouTube channel. WHS tonight, Crest at South Point. Crest at South Point. The Chargers will be on 101.5 FM, 1390 AM, and ktcbroadcasting.com to listen to that game. In our fifth and final broadcast tonight, the Bessemer City Yellow Jackets will be in Burns tonight. Live video from Lawndale. Tom Sinafani, Trent Marty, and Matt Royster will have the broadcast from up there. So we got 1 video game and 4 audio games for you folks out there wondering which games, why we do what video on. The Burns Bulldogs allow us to do all their games. If your school, if you want someone at your school, if you want your school to us to do the broadcast, please contact their ADs. Don't contact us. We want to do all of them. We've asked all the schools to do all the games, and they say no. So if you want to do games, you got to contact the principals. You got to contact the athletic directors and to get us to do video. Even some, Dennis, doesn't even want us to do radio broadcast. So for you folks in Cleveland County tonight, you're lucky. South Point did their best to not allow KTC to cover the game tonight, but the county schools took care of it. So we've got the broadcast, and it's just sad, in times like this. Like Shannon said, Shannon, your kids over there without power right now, and South Point don't want to let you listen to the dang game. And you know what I mean? Like, again, here we go. We talk about the time. And I know Dennis and I know Shannon, I'm not that old, but I'm old enough to remember there used to be a time where we made decisions on what's best for people and not what's best for the bottom line. And I don't know what year that changed and when that was, but I do remember that there was a solid change at some point in my life where every single decision is based on the dollar bill and not what's on best for anybody anymore. And South Point did not want us to broadcast their game tonight down there. So for you folks at Crest that are going, I advise you not to buy a hot dog. Just flat as I can say it. Don't support it as little as possible. Like, I just don't, I've been down there before and they've turned people away. So they tell you don't want to broadcast the game, and then they tell you they got too many people in the stadium at the same time. So
there's no parking anyway.
No, there's no parking anyways. You can park in, downtown Belmont. But yeah, I'm some of the folks that don't want us to do the broadcast and stuff, it's just the most ridiculous thing ever that they don't want their kids and anybody promoted. But South Point was they basically Cleveland County folks, they didn't want you listening to the game tonight. So that may be a warning, Shannon.
There may be a reason they didn't want them.
Maybe they beat them by 30 tonight. You never know. Yeah. But it's just the childishness and the pettiness from the athletic directors and the football coaches is getting to the end of this, and then we have the situations like this, Shannon. And it's not all of them. You got good guys at different schools that we can mention that would love to have us come anytime and cover their kids in any sport and in underwater basket weaving. If I can get CJ off the couch to film it, we'll do underwater basket weaving. But anyway, those are our broadcasts tonight, guys. I want to thank for all the schools that we can go out and broadcast at. We'll give all the scores we can, as much as we can. We do gotta predict some of these here in just a minute. We don't have. Hard to get into some of this without all of our local schools. Got no Rutherford County tonight, right, Shannon?
No, is Thomas Jefferson? Or
none. We got none.
Monday.
They're playing Monday against East Gaston. So, you look at these schools. Shannon, East Gaston is playing Friday night against Sheridan. Talk about this conference, and then they're playing Monday against another team with no practice.
Well, this is not best for the we talked about what's best for the kids.
Yeah.
Think of the physical strain, Kevin. Even the pros, if they play a Thursday night game, they get the next 10 days off.
Right.
So what do you expect from a high school kid playing on a Friday night and a Wednesday night and a Tuesday night and,
I think that's what we was talking about a while ago. I think, they are going ahead and saying, hey, look, the state's not going to make a decision. They're dragging their feet, which, we could argue either way on that. But like I talked about Crest off the air, what they were planning on doing next week. And it's like they're trying to play catch up just in case the state says we're going to keep moving forward. Especially, again, if you are in a county that wasn't really directly affected by what happened last weekend. But anyway, I won't get into
Forgive me for getting in trouble here, Shannon, but it's like everything in the world. It's about the quality of the leadership at the top.
You're right.
And
I agree with that.
in the North Carolina Football High School Athletic Association, I can say the same thing. It's about the quality of the leadership at the top. Now, they've got a board of directors. It's not just Q Tucker.
Right.
But guess who's on that board of directors. It's the old established coaches who have been coaching for 20, 30 years, and they ain't going to change nothing because they like it the way it is. So you've got the status quo. It's the status quo propping up the incompetent leadership. And we could say that about a lot of institutions and things and facilities. And, I didn't step on nobody's toes there, did I? But anyway.
You stomped on them.
When you've got good leadership.
Indirectly. Yeah.
Things run a lot smoother.
And you're right. Think about, I don't know because I was probably a baby when this happened, but you had the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
Oh, we had
then you had the Western
teams.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
When they didn't, because we're talking about how many state championships, Shelby versus Reeves and all that stuff. Imagine if we had that again. The Western North Carolina, they would have common sense, say, okay, we're not going to really play anything this week, maybe. Or we're going to back it up. We're going to give these schools times because Coach Radford it used to be at Chase. He started Crest, was at Chase, now he's at Asheville. He put on Twitter the other day, said, hey, just give us time. He's pleading with the High School Athletic Association, give us time. Our kids want to play. But, hey, some of our kids don't even have a house.
So I've got nobody will take this question seriously, but I'm going to ask it seriously. So, I'm told by athletic directors that the schools would basically shut down, Dennis, if KTC Broadcasting does their games. They would have to shut down girls softball and all these other schools. Well, Burns hadn't shut down any sports that I know of. Haven't we been doing their games forever? I don't think they have. But that's the bull crap they give me. So if that's the case, and the school are so viable, the only thing that matters is football. Play it in the spring too. Because think about Cherryville High School, they get 5 home games a year. So if it's that valuable, if it's that important, play it in the spring. And then you know what they're going to say? Oh, it's not for the health of the kids. Oh, no, wait a minute. Let's back up. Okay, what's the pitch count for quarterbacks? We don't have that. We got a pitch count for baseball players. The same motion, 3 times heavier ball, and we're not going to do it. But so then they'll say the concussions. So they talk about both sides of their mouth. We need every hot dog dollar, we need every ticket sale. And then I said, well, let's play in the spring then and make up your money. And then you won't have hurricane problems. And you play 20 games a year and make all the money you want. Let's just make. That's what we want to do. That's what these schools are. Are they money makers or what are they? Are they public schools? Are they education? Or are they money makers for some folks?
Kevin, I bet that you would probably be willing to broadcast the girls' softball teams.
You don't even have to finish your sentence. Yes.
And that would boost their attendance.
Correct.
They might get a little gate receipt out of that. The girls would get the, the recognition that they deserve, but they're athletes too and work out and do a lot of things. And why not the soccer teams? Yeah.
We'd love to do it all.
We're open to broadcasting. It's not just we're out there with our hands around the neck of the football team trying to choke the dollar out of them. You've got us confused with the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I just don't get that. Like you tell me the whole thing. Like it's such a fine line, but you only play 5 days a year in your stadium. You've got this big, giant, beautiful stadium over here. Let's talk about Cherryville, for example. 5 days. That's it. They don't play. They don't have home playoff games. They have 5 games a year, 5 days a year, the whole year. There's 365 days a year, and only 5 of them are dedicated to making money for all the other sports. If it's that important, let's play in the spring. But they're full of crap, and they know they are, and they won't do it. So,
do you broadcast high school baseball games?
Oh yeah.
I rest my case.
Basketball, anything. It's ridiculous. So again, at some point, I wish we would get back in our lives to doing what's best for everybody and the people. Not, well, if we do this, we're only going to have $100 in our bank account instead of $300, and we would rather be jerks to people and have the extra $150 in our pocket.
Kevin.
Real quick, because remember, some of these schools, and I'm not pointing Crest out too, and it's just not just y'all. Stuart Kramer, they haven't had the success you guys have. They still got 12 jerseys too. They've got 12 different jerseys over. I know you guys do. You've had success and you've sold some tickets. They've sold nowhere near the number of tickets are, but they'll blow the same smoke towards us.
Your tax dollars at work. But Kevin, think about the whole situation with high school sports and athletics. We're here to promote the kids, whether that be girls volleyball, boys football, baseball, or whatever. we're here to bring recognition and support to those teams that are giving their best effort. I think the bottom line boils down to, and unfortunately, Shannon, it's not just high school athletics, but it's in a lot of things today. Greed and power. Those people who are running certain athletic programs think, I'm Mr. Big Shot, I'm the athletic director, or I'm the coach, or I'm the principal, or I'm this, that, and the other. And it's all about them. It's not about what's best for the kids. I'll shut up before we lose our license.
$21 million is in the endowment in the Athletic Association. David Tepper's worth how many billions? He donated $3 million to the effort fund. So you know, again, I'm not going to beg or say the certain people need to spend certain money doing certain things, but you got $21 million in your endowment if you're the North Carolina Athletic Association. You can afford the $3 million that Tepper threw in. I know he can afford way more than the $3 million, but you can at least afford that $3 million to throw in towards the relief efforts as well. And I haven't seen the announcements for them and Dennis, with that money, like again, in the state of North Carolina, why aren't those paying for the bus trips and all that stuff? Like,
Kevin, you know, you can go
if
back.
You're going to make Cherville, for example, you make Cherville play Whiteville in a second round football game,
and you can go back and examine where. You know, it's accountability. Where does that money get spent? I would bet you if we did a forensic investigation of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association, we would find that a lot of that money is not spent on the kids or those. Are they going to use some of this money to help those teams in the mountains who've lost their facilities and, you know, their football fields and they don't have a place to play or whatever, a gymnasium? Or does it go to administrative expenses and salaries?
Yeah. I mean, you would hope they would, you know, you always want to hope. You would hope they would absolutely give money towards those schools, because it wasn't just their facilities that got destroyed. It was uniforms. It was equipment. I'm thinking like the locker rooms and stuff like that. If the field, like I'm again talking about Pisgah, they said that was the highest the water had been there. I think it was 5 rows from the top, or Freedom. Maybe it was Freedom up in Morganton,
Freedom.
one of the two. And it's like, well, if there was that much water there, then it had to destroy their equipment. It had to, or you know, their uniforms, things like that. I don't know. Yeah, we are living in a different world. We're living in a world where greed does win the day more often than not. Again, I don't know much about, you know, with the ADs, except on what Kevin's telling us. You know, I've, you know, that's a shock. I wish it would be. I wish it, like you mentioned, I wish it would go back to, hey, let's put the kids first. Let's put people first. Like at South Point, you should be ashamed not to want to broadcast this game, because there's a lot of people from this side of Cleveland County that's not going to be able to make that trip. You know.
So Dennis and Shannon, so you talk about forensic evidence. I personally know a accountant went through their information. Let's say rough estimate 3 years ago. Okay, so this is 3 years ago.
This has been an ongoing problem.
They brought in $9 million. Okay, they spent. Okay, they kept $3 billion in the endowment. They spent $3 million on salaries. Over $3 million, so it's almost $7 million. So they had $9 million. So they basically got like $2.5 million left, and that went to other expenses. It wasn't even like categorized in that, and they spent
meals, travel,
right, and it spent $200,000. See what I just said? $200,000 on scholarships.
Well, that's
so Shannon, when they brag about their scholarships they spend every year, how many counties are in the state?
100.
Now, what's 200,000 divided by 100?
Well, Shannon,
200,
$2,000,
$2,000, right?
Yeah.
So that's two. The Athletic Association spends $2,000 per county on scholarships. Now you want to break that down in the school. So now each high school in Cleveland gets $500. The 8 high schools in Gaston County get
$250.
Kevin, you've hit a topic that we talked about for years, and why I said we needed to have, and why the legislature looked at possibly having a say-so, is because it's a corporation, folks, and the board of directors are the old established coaches who aren't going to change anything. They're not going to rock the boat because I've been coaching for 25 years and we've always done it this way, kind of thing. And they're the ones that get the trips to the state to discuss all the things. They make the decisions. They control the conferences. They're the ones that put Shelby and Burns in that conference. They don't know diddly squat about the local makeup. The local coaches could do a much better job of establishing the conferences. Their concern was travel, and
Right.
where do you go? It's like McDowell County. McDowell's a 4A school. Who do they play? Well, they can go over to Asheville and play it.
No, they play South Caldwell. Then they're in that group with South because they're playing as they're in the 3A.
So the
4A
Athletic Association,
Yeah.
guys, we got to take a break, but they only spend 2% of the money they bring in, on scholarships. All right, so when we come back, remember our broadcast tonight: Crest at South Point, West Iredell, East Lincoln, Bessemer at Burns, Cherryville, East Gaston, and Highland Tech and Shelby. We're going to give you the full schedule across the board on actually who's playing tonight, who's playing tomorrow, and Monday when we come back. KDCBroadcasting.com.
It's an inventory blowout sale at J. Johnson Sales in Forest City. All trailers are at blowout prices. All trailers, including dump trailers, utility trailers, enclosed trailers, aluminum trailers, flatbeds, deck overs, steel trailers, all discounted. For example, a 5x8 trailer that was $21.95, now just $12.95. You save $900. Now is the best time to buy. Financing is available and credit cards are welcome at J. Johnson Sales, 2690 U.S. Highway 221 South in Forest City. Online at jjohnsonsales.com. Like them on Facebook too.
Matthew.
Huh? Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I just need you to listen to me.
I know that a lot of times, Mom, it might not seem like I'm listening to you, but I am. I hear you. And what you say really does matter to me.
I mean, let's be honest. No kid likes rules, but I get why we have them. I hear you, and I know it's because you care.
For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
This announcement brought to you by the Cleveland County Public Health Department. Is your car's windshield cracking you up? If so, you need to see the windshield doctor. That's Carolina Auto Glass at 408 South Post Road in Shelby. Carolina Auto Glass can handle all of your insurance claims. Shop local, deal with Carolina Auto Glass. They do free estimates on site. Just call 704-480-1885 for Carolina Auto Glass. Located at 408 South Post Road in Shelby. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, where you get safety and satisfaction. Online at carolinaAutoglass.net and see their page at whatsupshopper.com.
Carolina Auto Glass in Shelby is proud to salute the Cleveland County Fair on its 100th anniversary.
Your land, your vision. At James River Equipment, we know every property is unique. Whether you're planting a garden, raising livestock, or just enjoying wide open spaces, we've got the perfect John Deere tractor for you. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 72 months on select John Deere compact tractors. Visit JamesRiverEquipment.com to find a location near you. Ends 10/25/24. Subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. James River delivers.
When you come to this year's Cleveland County Fair, be sure to drop by and see the display of Leonard Buildings and truck accessories. Check out their storage sheds and buildings. Also, cargo and utility trailers and all kinds of vehicle accessories. Ask about the Rhino steps and be sure to check out the line of Eagle carports and Lear truck cabs. Leonard Buildings and Truck Accessories, 1884 East Texas Boulevard in Shelby. Online at LeonardUSA.com and see them this year at the Cleveland County Fair.
You work hard every day to provide for yourself and your family. Why not let someone else help out every now and then? As your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, that's why I'm here, for peace of mind, and to help you to protect what matters most to you in Cleveland County. I'm Bert Kostner. Call me at 704-482-2436 for a quick auto, home, or life insurance quote, and to learn more about how Farm Bureau Insurance can save you time and money. Be sure to ask for me, Bert Kostner, 2436.
Call Bert Costner, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, today.
Self-care is an afternoon escape to McDonald's for some quality one-on-one time. Just you and your ice-cold drink. Close your eyes and slip away with each sip of frozen Coke, frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry, or new frozen Sprite Lemonade. Get any size frozen drink or McCafe iced coffee for $1.79. Or try a new Minute Maid Tropical Mango Slushie. It's more than a drink. It's a McDonald's drink. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Limited time only. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Coke, Sprite, Lemonade, Fanta, and Minute Maid are registered trademarks of the Coca-Cola Company.
Yes, Cleveland and Rutherford counties, there's a mobile home supply store here for you. That's H&M Industries between Shelby and Forest City, right off Highway 74 West. No matter what you need, mobile home doors, windows, tubs, showers, roofing, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, hardware, and more. Anything. See H&M Industries for your mobile home supplies. Located at 3931 Sunset Boulevard, Shelby, off Highway 74 West. Online at hmiindustries.com. Call 704-434-9900. Like them on Facebook, too. All right, let's send it back to the Cleveland County Fair. One more final report with special guest Ron Teague.
Appreciate that, Calvin. Appreciate you sending it back to me for our final report right here at the Cleveland County Fair. We're broadcasting live right here from our WHS WCSL booth right here below the water wheel, in between the water wheel and the restaurant rows. So we want to make sure we thank some of our sponsors that's making this broadcast possible. They include South Mountain Farms, located 351 Flat Rock Road in Lawndale. Now, they're a supplier for most of all the restaurants here, so you can thank them for all that great food that you're getting to eat here at the Cleveland County Fair. Also, Pet Heaven on Tryon Courthouse Road outside of Cherryville. They have a booth in Goforth Hall. Barrett's Floor Cover in 150 Dixon School Road in Kings Mountain. Keith Customs, Highway 150 East in Cherryville. West End Sales, 110 Highway 18 North up in Vale. Sheila's Sheds, she has two locations, Highway 74 Bypass East in Shelby, also Highway 150 East in Cherryville, and they also have a display here at the Cleveland County Fair. Another one of our sponsors, Substation 2, 611 South Lafayette Street in Shelby. Also, Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Affordable Paint and Body Shop, 2230 Huey Church Road in Shelby. And Petite's Front End and Brake Shop up on 308 North Washington Street in Shelby. Some of our sponsors making this broadcast possible. I want to remind you of some of the things coming up later on tonight. Let's see, Josh Norris will be outside Weathers Arena at 7:30 and 9 o'clock. The Flying Cortez Trapeze Spectacular, adjacent to Gate 14, will be at 8 o'clock tonight. The Dangerous Feats of Comedy outside Dorton Arena right across from us. They'll have another show at 7:30 and another one at 9 o'clock. Act Monsters Chainsaw Arts continuing to carve daily. And the Tough Trucks will be on the grandstand at 7:30 tonight. So keep that in mind. Finally, we want to thank another one of our food sponsors, Papa Joe's, located along Restaurant Road. They have a brand new food item, bread bowls, including barbecue and spaghetti and meatball bread bowls. Also, they have all your favorites, including hamburgers, cheeseburgers, hot dogs, big old Whopper barbecue sandwiches, and they have pizza as well. And Papa Joe's is a division of the Creekside Seafood and Steak Restaurant in Shelby, North Carolina. Finally, we want to remind you some of our drop-off points for the hurricane relief effort. The Marine Corps League Foothills Operation Water Haul. You can drop off bottled water at Country Cabin Corner on Highway 74 Bypass and Oak Grove Road in Kings Mountain. You can drop off donations also at Shelby Towing, 1904 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, at Creekside Seafood and Steak Restaurant, and they need non-perishables, wipes, mouthwash, and more. Also, Possum Hollow Farms is a drop-off point located at 822 Pleasant Drive in Shelby. Now, the Shelby Booster Club will be collecting donations for the Western North Carolina relief during the game tonight at Shelby High School. You can donate water, diapers, wipes, paper towels, and medical supplies as well. So keep that in mind when you go in the game over at Shelby tonight. Take them something over there and donate it for the relief effort. All right, so I want to remind you once again, coming up tomorrow, it'll be like the old times. You can go up and page someone to the water wheel all day tomorrow here at the Cleveland County Fair. It'll cost you $1. You donate $1, or you can donate more, but at least $1. And all that money will be donated to the hurricane relief effort. So if you're here tomorrow, be sure and page. You can page me. I won't be here, but you can page me 2 or 3 different times if you want to. So keep that in mind when you come back over here. All right, well, we're going to send it back to the studio and back to the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show with Kevin, JP, Dennis, Shannon, and the whole group over there. I appreciate you guys letting me check in with you guys once again. Y'all have a great evening.
All right, thank you, Ron. We're going to take a quick break, then back to the show.
Your land, your vision. At James River Equipment, we know every property is unique. Whether you're planting a garden, raising livestock, or just enjoying wide open spaces, we've got the perfect John Deere tractor for you. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 72 months on select John Deere compact tractors. Visit jamesriverequipment.com to find a location near you. Ends 10/25/24. Subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. James River delivers.
You know, back in the day, Okie Knipe was a pretty darn good football player at Shelby High School, and later he started a pretty darn good tire store, and it's still here today. It's Okie's Tire, serving Shelby and Cleveland County for over 40 years. And sons Ken and Chris Knipe continues the tradition today by selling the best quality tire at the best possible price. As Okie used to say, if it's round and it rolls, Okie's Tire can help. That's Okie's Tire, located at 800 West Warren Street in Shelby. Call 704-487-7392.
A1 Shelby Locksmith & Sons takes this time to salute the Cleveland County Fair on its 100th anniversary. Have a great time at this year's fair. A1 Shelby Locksmith & Sons is a full-service mobile locksmith service. They can generate a key and program it to your vehicle when one is not provided or lost, and get same-day service. Just call 704-692-1354 or 704-538-5825. A1 Shelby Locksmith, 1709 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Like them on Facebook, too. And again, congratulations to the Cleveland County Fair on its 100th anniversary. Steve's Gun Shop salutes the Cleveland County Fair for their 100th anniversary. May they continue for years to come. Steve's Gun Shop, located at 1603 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, is a local veteran and woman-owned business. They have a great inventory of rifles, handguns, shotguns, ammunition, and accessories. They also offer special orders on guns and ammunition. They carry new and used items too and have a layaway program. They're open Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, 9:30 till 4, Thursday, 9:30 till 6. Stop in and meet their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Check them out at stevesgunshopllc.com or call 704-472-8650.
Save the dates. That's right, save the dates. This sale is so big, it's going to take 2 big days, Friday and Saturday, October 25th and 26th. It's the 25th anniversary celebration of the Great Outdoors in Cherryville. The specials will be so big, we can't even mention them on the radio. So mark your calendar and make plans now for the big 25th anniversary sale, October 25th and 26th. 2 big days at the Great Outdoors, Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right behind McDonald's. Online at teamgreatoutdoors.com. Like them on Facebook too.
And we're back on Saturday I keep wanting to say Saturday mornings. That's tomorrow. Tonight is football, Friday night football on KTC Broadcasting. We're back here on the pregame show with Kevin, Dennis, and Shannon. Although right now it's just Kevin. You're not on yet. Oh, there you go. I didn't. Y'all were over the way down.
Huh?
Now
You're the board op, sir.
Yeah, true. I did not see it.
All right. Well,
but you're on now.
I'm on now. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the broadcast. I am enjoying our pregame meal right now. So is Dennis and CJ and Shannon. Pete's Fish Box in Cherryville. Pete's Fish Box at gmail.com, 704-802-4015. Wednesday through Saturday, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. And folks, I'm telling you, we got us all kinds of plates here. We've got, I'm just gonna read the menu because that's about it. We got about everything on the menu: flounder, catfish, perch, Alaskan white, fantail shrimp, calabash shrimp, deviled crabs. Get 2-item combinations: chicken tenders, hush puppies, fries, coleslaws, awesome deviled crab. We got some deviled crab up in here. And today On Fridays, it's Frog Leg Fridays. So you can get up there and get specials for that. They got seniors sizes and kid sizes, small and large plates. Again, Pete's Fish Box, 704-802-4015. Call them today. Call them tonight before you go in the game. The game here in Chervilltown. I'm going to pull them up here.
They got DoorDash, too.
And they now have DoorDash. So if you guys want to call them up and check them out and DoorDash your food, let's put them up. We'll pull up their picture here from online. I know the folks down there at Pete's watching will like this. Here you go, guys. Here's your beautiful picture for I guess we could take a picture of our own food, but we don't want to share it probably. But we got let's see for the folks there at home. Frog Leg Friday, DoorDash, Crazy Friday. So let's sling they're slinging fish over 3 to 8. Cash only. So Hush Puppies, Frog Leg plate right there, Shannon, looking good. Like I said, we got whitefish, catfish, and more here on a little bit of all the fish, and it is good, folks. Good fried fish today, and we'll be eating it all night here in the studios. So give them a call one more time, 704-802-4015. All right, Shannon, I'm gonna let you read through these games right now, and for the folks on the radio, it's kind of hard, a little bit harder to keep up as it is for the folks online that can watch. So I'm gonna let you kind of just go through the whole schedule, I guess, till Dennis gets back.
Okay, all right. So Chris will be traveling down to South Point. West Iredell will be at East Lincoln. Kings Mountain at Forest View. Ashbrook will be at North Gaston. Statesville will be at Fred T. Ford. And Freedom will be traveling to High Brighton. Carson will be at Concord. West Meck will be traveling to Huff. Hopewell Titans going to West Charlotte. South Lake Christian will be at Lake Norman Charter. Stuart Kramer will be at Hunter Huss, Mountain Island Charter. That was last night at Winston-Salem Prep. Mountain Island won 40-8, and Hunter Huss won 46-21 over Stuart Kramer. Bessemer City will be at Burns. Cherryville at East Gaston. Highland Tech will be at Shelby. Community School of Davidson at Carver. Monroe will be at Forest Hills, not traveling far. Big Union County rivalry game down there. Having once lived down there before, that game is a very intense game for those of you listening. Elkin at Forbush, East Surrey at Wilkes Central, West Wilkes at Surrey Central, North Surrey at North Wilkes. And again, talking about a while ago, Wilkes County, again, right north of Boone, they're playing tonight. So that's good news for those families and those kids up there. Glad they were able to play. Saturday, Bunker Hill will be at West Lincoln. Hickory will be at St. Stephen's, and Lincolnton will be at Bandy's. Getting back to the games tonight, Pine Lake Prep will be at Christ the King. East Wilkes will be at Mount Airy. Union County will be at North Stanley. North Stokes will be at Starmount. Corvian Community at Bishop McGinnis. Mountain Heritage will be at Owen. Two other mountain teams. Glad they were getting to play tonight. Cherokee at Robbinsville, another two mountain teams. And playing Swain County will be at Andrews, again, another mountain matchup. And then Monday night, North Iredell will be at North Lincoln, Wilkes Central at North Wilkes, East Gaston at Thomas Jefferson, and Community School of Davidson will be at Mountain Island Charter. So those are your matchups for tonight, tomorrow night, and those 4 games on Monday. And Kevin, I was telling Dennis a while ago what we've heard on our end, like Crest is playing at South Point tonight. We've heard they're playing at Stuart Kramer next Wednesday and then be back home next Friday. Yeah, so that's one of those things you kind of, again, I think they're playing catch-up more than anything just to see because they don't really know what's going to happen. But I mentioned you've got Mountain Schools playing tonight. Mountain Schools playing Mountain Schools. Cherokee at Robbinsville, Swain at Andrews. The Wilkes County group, they're all playing. So that's a good sign. And Mountain Heritage at Owen. So glad they're playing. And again, are they playing that one tonight at Swannanoa?
According to the internet.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just going by whatever's on.
Oh, okay. I thought that was okay. So so they may not be playing those games tonight because I think Swannanoa right there at Old Fort got hit pretty hard. But
yeah,
if they are, that's good news. But understandable if they will not be playing. So yeah, those are your matchups for tonight.
Well, Shannon, I got to go down Yeah,
we-
I got to run down the hall real quick. I'm going to let you and Shannon
All
Dennis
right.
fill up a little bit, but I got to go help some broadcasters.
All right, well, let's talk about these games, Dennis, that are going to be, we mentioned a while ago, these top 5 games here, if you want to, because we've got 10 minutes left to.
What do you want to know about them top 5 games?
All right, so we got Freedom will be at High Brighton. What do you, what kind of information do you have on those 2 games?
Okay.
Or those 2 teams, excuse me.
All right, Freedom. Freedom is 3-2. High Brighton is 1-3. That game is postponed. I believe it's because, as we alluded to earlier,
Okay.
Freedom had a lot of flood damage.
Right.
Their stadium is near the river.
Yeah, I was just talking about that. That's right. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, the uniforms. Yeah,
So-
again, I'm just going by what Kevin had down here.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, let's do our the games that we know that are local that, obviously we can't do all of them, but ones that we could talk about just real quick.
Yeah, off the top of our head.
Yeah.
or whatever.
One team that really impressed me is Ashbrook. They're going to be at
Yeah.
North Gaston tonight.
I think they're a playoff team.
I do too. I think they're going to be a dangerous team if they can find a quarterback that can pass the ball. I think they're going to be extremely dangerous because they're big, they're physical, they've got some speed, but they do have trouble with the smaller teams. And you would think, a smaller, quicker team like Crest was.
Yeah.
But Ashbrook is very intimidating. When you look at them, you're
Physical.
looking, oh wow,
They're
yeah,
a physical team too.
yeah. They were. That was one team that impressed me a couple weeks ago when they went to Sid Bryson Stadium.
I think they'll make the playoffs. I don't know in what position. A lot will be determined by tonight's game that we'll get to in a little while about South Point and Crest.
Yeah.
But don't count out Kings Mountain. They've got a passing game now.
Yeah, Kingsman. That's the game I was going to next. I think Ashbrook wins tonight over North Gaston, probably at least by three or 4 touchdowns easily.
Yeah.
But Kings Mountain, beginning of the year they had that first loss against Shelby, but ever since they've been working on they've been coming on strong. But I think it's because they have actually now found their quarterback.
Yeah, and he's throwing the ball, and let's face it, they were one-dimensional before. It was pound, pound, pound.
Yeah.
And now they can pound, but they can throw that little pass, and then occasionally they can break a guy long. They've got some decent receivers, and now they got somebody to throw them the ball. They're dangerous. I think they're probably, I'm not sure, depending on tonight's game, whether they're the second or third best team in the conference.
I would say they're at least in the top 3.
Yeah.
I think they are. And I don't see them going down to Forest View and laying an egg down there. I think
unless they have one of those mental lapses.
Yeah, but I don't think so. I think Kings Mountain and Armstrong, I think he's the quarterback now. So yeah, that'll be a big game for the Mountaineers to again still remain undefeated in the in that Big South Conference. A big one up in East Lincoln, West Iredale at 2-2, going to visit the Mustangs. East Lincoln, I looked this up a while ago. They are 3-2, and if I remember correctly, last year East Lincoln, they were defending state champions, and then they lost a couple games there right
came
now.
In their way.
Yeah, and I think that's an interesting matchup tonight up there in Denver because, one of these teams obviously is going to win, the other one's going to lose, but it's going to help them win their help them in their conference seeding because East Lincoln loses tonight. Hey, they're going to be struggling maybe to make the playoffs.
Well, West Iredale's 2-2, East Lincoln is 3-2, and East Lincoln is favored by 39 tonight, so they'll get back on track. They're probably the second best team in that conference.
I agree with that. I don't think it wouldn't surprise me. Let's put it this way. It wouldn't surprise me one bit that tonight, when you guys are on the postgame show out announcing the scores, that you say there was an upset, West Iredale beat East Lincoln.
Wow.
That wouldn't surprise me one bit because, again, I don't think.
Call us if they do.
Yeah, I'll do that.
We want to give you credit.
Give me credit for it. We'll go to Vegas. But that's one of those things that, again, East Lincoln, just thinking of what they did last year, it's like they started stumbling after that strong start. When they got into conference play, they started tripping over themselves. So that's an interesting matchup tonight over in Lincoln County. But the big one, obviously, Crest will be traveling down to South Point. We alluded to some things a while ago, but what do you think about the Chargers down at the Red Raiders?
Of the last, this will make the 6th game. Let's just talk about 6 games here. South Point has won 3. Crest has won 2. So the record stands at 3 South Point, 2 Crest right now. After tonight, I think the record will even out at 3-3. These teams have probably, think of this as the preliminary round, if you will.
Yeah.
They normally sometimes end up playing at least twice a year because of the playoff matchups, because of their records and everything. They're a familiar foe to us at Crest. Tonight, this situation with Crest and South Point, I thought South Point at the beginning of the year might be the best team in the conference because they had a quarterback who's returning with 2 years starting experience. He's only a junior.
Right.
But the one thing that this South Point team had that South Point hadn't had in the past was a passing game.
Yeah.
Now, they were one-dimensional with the running game, but with that red bone, man, you know, it was a handful. Well, they've still got the red bone. They've still got the big running back. But now they've got some receivers, and they've got a passing attack to go with it. South Point is very dangerous. They're at home, and as we jokingly say, when you get off the bus, you're behind 7. If you're Crest, you're behind 14.
Right, yeah.
That kind of thing with them. Crest, you know, they didn't play last week because we had the Stuart Kramer game. So they hadn't practiced much. I don't know what's going on. The good side for both teams is they've had a chance to get some injuries healed up. And so this should be full force tonight. Maybe a little sloppy because of lack of practice. I'm going to give you what I think is going to happen tonight. I think that the Crest team, which is 4-0, and the South Point team, 3-0, will decide the conference championship tonight. And Crest is predicted to win by 12. That's probably stretching it, Shannon. These two teams go a long way. I'm not sure if Crest offense can handle the South Point defense, and I'm not sure if the Crest defense can handle the South Point offense. But Crest will prevail tonight, and it will be by 10.
Okay. That's a fair statement. That's a fair guess. And that's one of those things, Crest this year, they have really surprised me because, again, with what they lost last year, all that firepower on the offensive side of the ball. But their defenses that bend don't break. And they have – Crest is a feisty bunch. They are they're not, you know, you normally have those big tackles like, you know, Trip Smith and all those guys they used to have back in the day, but they don't have those guys anymore. And that's one of those things that's, you know, but they play sound, disciplined football. And again, tonight at South Point, you got to play a sound defensive. If you're the defensive line and linebackers, you know, you got somebody better hit that fullback every play. Defensive end, you got the quarterback, and the other one take the outside or linebacker, or whoever take the pitch man. That's going to have to be.
And watch out for that little sideline pass.
Yeah, and that's one thing that they're going to have to be disciplined tonight in order to go down there, because it is going to be different than playing at home. Obviously, to go down there and pick up a win. They have practiced this week. They did get to practice,
and if they bring those backs up to play in the box, then you open yourself up to that passing game. If you stay out there to cover the passing game, you're vulnerable up the middle as South Point will just run it right.
But I do like Crest's secondary, get one-on-one matchup against South Point's receivers. I think they'll have the advantage there. And I'm like you. I think it'll be – I'm going to say a one-score game. I'm going to say 28-21 type of ball game.
Yeah.
It'll be close. I don't think Crest will blow them out or beat them by 12.
Let me ask you one question, and this may determine the game. How is Pluto's health?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you that.
If he's prime in the middle, Crest.
I think, you know, again, I don't know where he is, you know, if it's the knee or whatever's going on. I have no idea how healthy he is, but obviously you want him to play tonight. But if not, you know, you don't want to put him out there to risk further injury because you have a lot more football left to play.
Well, this is not the final game for either one of these teams. As I alluded to, they may very well see each other again.
Oh, I think so. And again, you still got both of them still have to play Kings Mountain.
Yeah.
And again, and I'm gonna say this: South Point and Kings Mountain both have, or South Point and Kings Mountain both still have to play Ashbrook.
We just got through saying Ashbrook's a playoff team. I think there are 4 teams that can make the playoffs: Crest, South Point, Kings Mountain, and Ashbrook.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
So that's the games for tonight. Shelby win by 70, I think so. Burns will win at least by 50.
I think
this
this is the
that.
3rd game in a row. Shelby gets 70 points.
Yeah.
And folks, that just ain't right.
All right, folks. That's it for the Witherspoon's Insurance of Shelby pregame show. We're sending out to the stadiums. Remember, we've got West Iredell at East Lincoln, Crest at South Point, Bessemer City at Burns, Cherville at East Gaston, Highland Tech at Shelby, ktcbroadcasting.com for the links to all the games. If you can't find it, call us here at the office, 704-435-2845, and we'll answer you. Call 704-435-2845, and we'll talk you into how to listen to your game of the week. Thank you, folks, for listening and watching Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby pregame show, ktcbroadcasting.com.
Ahoy, mateys! The shrimp boil is back at Pete's Fish Box in Cherryville, and it's available every day. And don't forget about Frog Leg Friday. People are hopping in for it. And try their perch and chicken tender specials each and every Saturday, along with big dinner plates. Walk up or drive through. Call 704-802-4015 for Pete's Fish Box. Again, 704-802-4015. Pete's Fish Box, 116 West 1st Street in Cherryville. Open 3 to 8 Wednesday through Friday. And sponsors of the Friday Night Football pregame meal for KTC Broadcasting. DoorDash is now available from Pete's Fish Box.
Before you buy insurance, call